Hi, sophomores. How are you? I hope everything's going well, and I hope you're happy at home and healthy and safe, and that hopefully you're enjoying this weird time off. A lot of things have changed since the last time that we talked, and I figured recording a 15-minute video might be easier than typing out a bunch of paragraphs on Google Classroom for you to have to read and remember. So hopefully this answers a lot of questions for you and clears things up. If not, please comment below this post and I will address things from there. So let's start from the top. First of all, if you have not already been made aware, our school has determined that Monday, May 11th will be our last day of classes for students. So we are certainly in the home stretch of this weird NTI digital work from home space. Monday, May 11th is the last day. Now, for you, things are a little bit different because we know Wednesday, May 13th is the AP Lit exam at 2. So, done with traditional schoolwork Monday, May 11th, but hang on and don't go completely on summer mode yet because Wednesday, May 13th is our AP Lit exam and we want to be fully primed and ready for that together too. So, keep that in mind. Some sophomores have asked about graduation, even though that doesn't apply to you. You're still interested in our plans. I know our faculty was meeting, some of them with our administration today, to discuss some options. Nothing has officially been released yet, though, so when I have more information about that, I will share that with you. Let's talk about our calendar really quickly, so if you will, follow along here as this loads. The most important thing for you to know right now is this Thursday, April 30th, and this Friday, May the 1st, are two possibly really important dates for you. On those days, there will be 2 loops running at the high school. The front loop, so the drive-by loop in the front of the building outside of school, will be open from 9 to 5 on both of those days as an option for you to drop things off. And those things can be a whole host of things. If you have not finished your NTI paper packet from week 1, that needs to be turned in. If you have paperwork for any NTI work after that original paper packet, you can turn it in that way too. If you have a Chromebook that you have borrowed that you don't actually need for the AP exam, if you need it for the AP exam, they've already told me you can totally keep it for the AP exam. Go ahead and turn those in then. Books. They mentioned books, and I know that applies to a whole lot of us. So your read How to Read Literature Like a Professor book, I am definitely in need of, and from a lot of you, I am still in need of your Pride and Prejudice books too. Please, 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 if at all possible, make arrangements to drop those books off then. All you have to do is let them know that it's for me, and they will make a mailbox for me and put those books there for me. I would greatly, greatly appreciate that. Also, as you're going through maybe cleaning out your backpack, if you come across any other books or materials that are mine, that would be awesome. If you could just go ahead and drop those off and take care of them at that time too, I would greatly appreciate it. So that takes care of the front loop. Now, in the back of the building, so the back part where the buses normally loop through and drop off, also on Thursday and Friday of this week, also from 9 to 5, you're going to have the option to swing through that loop and make your way into the building one at a time if you need to collect materials. So if you have a locker you need to clean out, if you have band instruments you have not yet collected, they're going to let people in one at a time. And especially if you're just going to a locker, they're going to let you in one hallway at a time. So somebody may be in the green hallway and somebody may be in the yellow hallway, but no more than one person at a time per color hallway, to clean out those lockers and collect those instruments and whatever other materials that you may have left and be in need of since we had to leave so abruptly. So keep that in mind. So that's 9 to 5 on Thursday and Friday of this week. Be looking to make plans if needed. Now let's talk about grades because these have changed big time recently, and our workload has changed, and we just found out all of these new updates on Friday afternoon of last week, and I didn't want to overwhelm you by posting things on the weekend, so here we are. It's our Monday update, and let me tell you what's going down. Essentially, you're going to get some new grades. There will be 4 new grades total that are posted for all of your classes. This is not just for me. There will be an NTI Round 1 formative assessment, an NTI Round 1 summative assessment, an NTI Round 2 formative, and an NTI Round 2 summative. Round 1 is simply consisting of those paper packets that were handed out when we first went on NTI shutdown. So those paper packets and your completion of them is the complete grade there. And basically, if you finished those packets and you turned those in, you will get 100% for the formative and summative grade. No big deal. If you haven't turned those in yet, it is not too late to do so. Please, please, please drop those off at the high school and we can update your grades accordingly. NTI Round 2 is going to be for all of the work from, let me scroll through here on my calendar here so I can show you. Essentially, as we load, where those packets left off and where our work online on Google Classroom picked up. So we are looking at, it should be the week before spring break is when things really picked up for us. Any work that's been done since school let out. So starting here and going through Friday the 24th, that's going to be what's considered NTI Round 2. So all of this work, you've got separate grades for the separate assignments. You've already seen those most likely, hopefully on Infinite Campus. But all of that work, basically, if you finished that chunk of work, then you'll have 100% in the formative and summative category. So it'll be a separate completion grade for those works, aside from what was already posted on Infinite Campus. So make sure as we move forward, I can't stress how imperative that chunk of work is for you to complete, because that's going to be basically all that we've got that's mandatory. By that I mean, here's the big change announcement. It was announced to us on Friday, April 24th, that Friday, April 24th was going to be the last day we could assign any mandatory work. So if you're following me, that means all of this work and any to come between now and Monday, May 11th is what they are calling quote unquote enrichment. So what that means is you don't technically have to do it. But let me tell you how this is going to work for my class. That will leave 1, 2 weeks, and 1 day worth of work that if you complete, I will put in 100% completion grades for you on Infinite Campus, meaning they're only going to stand to help your grade. You're only going to be able to raise your grade from here on out. If you don't do those assignments, you're not going to be penalized technically. Now, I'm going to backtrack again and say I just got done reading a lot of comments from those of you who had participated this morning already in our Miss You Monday. And first of all, some of your comments almost made me cry. Thank you so much. You guys are the sweetest. But a lot of you were also asking for more specific exam prep. So let me tell you what's coming, and let me encourage you to do it, even though it's not technically going to be mandatory from this point on. So I'm going to post in this post to Google Classroom this YouTube video. I'm going to post the link to this calendar yet again, just to make sure that you've got it and you know what's up. And I'm also going to post this Word document when it pops up here, which is what is highlighted here as your prose essay practice. So this is going to be a practice prose essay. This one, if I'm remembering correctly, since it's not pulling up for me, comes from 2015. It's a modern prose sample. I picked that because I think if I were a guessing woman, that the prose sample you get this year on the exam is probably going to be from something modern, because that would be less easy to Google a translation or an answer to. So I'd say that's probably the direction they're going to go. So I would highly encourage you to do that and submit to the portal, which will be created on Google Classroom. And most importantly, I want you to use this as kind of a mock exam opportunity. That means don't write this paper for 4, 5, 6, 7 days. Sit down with a prompt and give yourself 45 minutes to read, design a response, translate, and write your essay. 45 minutes, because that's going to be the most comparable to what you're actually going to get on Wednesday, May 13th. Let's see here. Yes, so I'm going to post that. This is today. Sorry, I was wrong earlier. So the 27th, I'm going to post that practice essay. Technically, if you want feedback from me, you need to get that to me by the 4th. So you'll have technically a whole week to do it. But again, I'm going to ask you to try really hard to limit yourself to 45 minutes to make that a true practice of what's to come. So writing work catch-up day, writing work catch-up day, writing work catch-up day. Don't forget the drop-off and pickup is available from 9 to 5 this Thursday and this Friday. And then we've got one last Zoom meeting with Advanced Kentucky Prep people this Friday. I had great turnout from you guys 2 weeks ago and not so hot turnout last week. So I really highly encourage you. These guys are phenomenal to try to log into that. Speaking of which, it's another thing I will put on this post. They finally uploaded last week's Zoom recorded video about 30 minutes ago to their website. So I will link that here too in case you were one of the many people who didn't get to attend. Because that will be one of, or I guess the last assignment that is part of the mandatory work. Now, let me help you out. We are laser focused right now on prepping you for the AP Lit exam. I'm not giving you any work that has to do with anything else because there's no point at this point. So you're going to have the practice essay that I'm posting the prompts to with this post. And like I said, as long as you get it to me by next Monday, you'll also get feedback from me individually so that you know where you stand. If you do that essay, it will automatically go on Infinite Campus as a 100% for completion. But I will put comments on there to let you know how you can improve for the exam. AP is going to also release their own mock exam. And they're going to do that through the College Board AP Central website so that you're testing on the same program you will be on the day of the test so that we can work out any kinks and bugs in advance so that there are no problems. I can't stress this enough. If you are concerned about your ability to use technology or your Wi-Fi or whatever for the AP exam, you need to let me know ASAP so that I can let the appropriate powers that be know and we can try to help you out. Sorry, I'm rushing. I only get 15 minutes on this video, so we're about done. I am also going to post for you at some point, either this week or next, a prose prompt and sample student essays that are scored so that you can see, okay, this is a prose prompt. This is an essay that would score a 6. This essay would score a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, and a 1. So that you know what you're up against and so that you know how to make your work emulate what is required to pass this exam. Student responses aren't from anybody at Rowan County High School. They've been pulled from the state pile. It's not people that you know most likely, so there's no names on them. They're completely unbiased that way and anonymous. But I do want you to have those sample essays so that you can really see somebody else's and compare and know what you need to be prepared for. Also, this is what I'm most excited about. I really want everybody participating on Wednesday, May the 6th, so 1 week before our exam, I'm going to post an essay review sheet. There will be headers there, but we're all going to collectively come together and pull together a list of strategies and devices and just stuff to help you prep for the exam. If you have a printer, I would print that out and have it with you for the exam. If you don't, you won't be able to have a bunch of tabs open, so I would highly suggest that you write down what's on this review sheet and have it beside you for the exam. Do what you need to do to be best prepared. I will continue to answer questions, and I'm also going to do a separate review sheet and a separate informational sheet for you between now and then that I would suggest you print or have with you. But I want you to have every single base covered, every question answered, and so that we can be good to go from there. And with that, I am out of time. Please post your questions below. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.